Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program, my Beautified live stream. And for those people that are new to the series, the idea of this is just basically it is a stock series. All the parts are stock, all the gameplay is stock, but I have dressed it up a little bit, mostly with just some beautification mods that you can see at work down here with the beautiful Kerbin below us and the star field and a lot more. All those mods, by the way, are listed down there in the description. As well, I have some smaller quality of life mods, like for instance this contract plus window here showing me my active contracts rather than using the stock one, which I always find too small and fiddly. So just as a quick recap for what has been going on so far, down here at the bottom we have 6 Kerbals. We have Jebediah, Valentina, Louis S, Bill, Bob, and Phil K, and they are my entire Kerbinock core. I don't have a particularly large number of Kerbals, and they have been to Eve. They orbited Eve, they went to Gilly, they landed on Gilly. Well, actually, more properly, only Bill and Bob landed on Gilly. And they have come back and they are now sitting in low orbit. And I realized on my way back that the vessel that I built, which is this guy here, this is the Gilly 1, is not capable of landing back down there on the surface. So last stream I built this SSTO, this space plane here, which has come up. It can hold all 6 of these Kerbals, and hopefully we can get them down to the surface. But there is one other thing that I overlooked, and by the way, actually there's 2 other things. They're connected. You'll see in a second. One that I've mentioned in the previous streams is my Explore Eve contract required me to fly by Eve. I did that. Collect scientific data from Eve. I did that. And return to Kerbin from the flyby Eve, and that means return the vessel, not return the Kerbals. I have to actually bring this vessel, not the plane, this vessel down to the surface. And it was never designed for that. So what I did with my space plane is I put all kinds of parachutes on it. Not for the space plane, but there's 3 down here, and then there's some in the cargo bays as well. We're going to EVA or engineer Bill. We're going to attach the parachutes to this thing. We're going to detach, the plan was anyways, to detach the space plane, land our Kerbals, and then to deorbit this and hope for the best when it comes to parachutes, and hopefully we can get it down to the surface and everything would be fine. However, after the stream, I realized I forgot something else. This plane was supposed to bring up a probe body as well. I actually wrote a note to myself, which I just missed as I was going through the stream. The reason why this had to bring up a probe core was like a spare probe core besides the one that is installed in it. The reason why is this thing does not have a probe core in it. And let this be a lesson to all of you. I've made this mistake so many times, so hopefully I'll take this lesson to heart as well next time. Always, 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 even if you plan on putting a pilot aboard, always put a probe core into your vessels. You never know what situations might come up that they might have to fly autonomously. So this thing here, once the space plane detaches and once all the crew is off, cannot come down on its own. And I thought of 5 options. I already see one coming up in the chat, and that is definitely one of them. I see 5 options for dealing with this situation. Option number 1 is just, you know what, cancel this contract, call it a day. And don't worry about it because I don't really need it. I'm not going to do that. That's the wimpy way out. I don't care. I'm not going to do that. Option number 2 is what's coming up in the chat. Put Jebediah into the cockpit of this guy and have Jeb fly her down and hope for the best with Jebediah. That definitely sounds like a particular fun option. So like I do have like 3 pilots aboard. So no, I'm not going to rank my pilots in terms of Jeb is going to, if this thing's going to fly down with someone, it's going to be Jebediah, and then the other 5 all go into this and they fly down in a much more normal way. That's option number 2. Option number 3 is, and I thought of this briefly even though I realized it doesn't work, there is a probe core here, and I thought briefly, like this M Mark II drone core, Is it possible to use the EVA construction tools that are built into the game with an engineer to kind of pull this plane apart, recover this core, stick the core onto here, and then because this thing will come down with a pilot, won't need the core. And I decided I don't think that's going to work. For two reasons. One is there are some limitations on the EVA construction mode. Number one is that you can never detach what the game considers the root part. And I really think, because if I go to map view and look at this, notice how it says Rapier 2 as the vessel name, not the Gilly 1. So I think it sees actually this as the root part, which means I have to tear off everything connected to it to get to this probe core, because you can only pull off one piece at a time, and then I got to put it in. There's no way I'm gonna mess up this plane for sure, putting it on one piece at a time without being able to use symmetry tools or anything like that. Even if this isn't the root part, which I think it is, and I could pull up from the top down, I would have to put these canards back on with symmetry. I'm not going to risk all that. So that's option number 3, but I'm going to just veto that one right away, as like I vetoed the cancel the contract. That's not an option. So far we just have one. Jeb flies her down. Number 2 is I could bring up another probe core. That's actually probably the most sensible one, but this being Kerbal Space Program, I don't think that would be the most fun one, but I don't want to prejudice people because I'm going to let you folks decide. I could simply bring the plane down with my crew, build a very simple rocket that just has a probe core on it, fly it up, dock, and then descend with that. That's easily the safest solution. Option number 4 is, well, this thing will fly right now. Like it will, because we got the pilots and stuff aboard it, to deorbit this entire thing. So the spinning around, use the nerve engine, deorbit the whole thing, undock, and then have both deorbit at the same time. That's going to require keeping both vessels within render distance and probably flipping back and forth between them. That might turn into kind of a nightmare and might risk both vessels at the same time, but I think technically it might be doable. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together a poll with those 3 options, and I'm going to put it together right now. I did not, unfortunately. Here we go. Add in, start a poll. So poll is, what should I do? So let me get this. I should have set this up ahead of time. What should I do? And the options are Jeb flies down. Option number 2, what was option number 2? Option number 2 is bring up new core. And one more option is to deorbit everything at the same time. So don't just vote yet. I should have thought of this ahead of time, but here we go. This should be the poll coming up right here. There it is up at the top. Place your votes. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, what we got to do is I do, no matter what, have to attach parachutes to this thing. So we're going to EVA Bill here. And while Bill is doing the work of attaching on these parachutes, let's get rid of the contract window. You guys go ahead and vote. I'll do what people vote for. I don't want to prejudice it anymore. So in the meantime, construction. So this should be all actually pretty simple. It should just be. I got 6 parachutes all together. I just really guessed at 6 being enough. I really don't know if I can. This is really great. Bill, with his ridiculously long arms, seems to be able to reach all of these parachutes. So Bill, you are a rock star. And with the snap on, it seems to be coming across here pretty. Here, let's see if we can get this one in there. I want these all to be symmetric. I think they're coming out pretty good. Wow, that didn't take too long. That went way faster than I thought. Okay, so Bill, you did good. You can board again, but let's okay, let's start transferring over crew. So who's over here? We got Valentina. You need to go into the cockpit here. We have Louis. It's going to be the co-pilot. We're going to get Bill in for the crew here. We're going to go back here. We have Bob. And we're going to have Philip. So that should have everybody. This should be empty. This should be empty. Jeb is still up in there because we might end up leaving. I'm not looking at the poll. We got our 2 pilots there. We should have 3 people. Yeah, 1 empty seat in case we want to throw Jeb in there. So that should be good. How is our poll doing? Why is this? Oh, here, let's remove this pinned message. There we go. Wow, she's close, but I see. All right, was there for a second. I see bring up a new core has narrowly won this out. The other was Jeb, bring Jeb down. I'm glad nobody's or very few people are picking deorbit everything because I think that was the riskiest one. Okay, we'll do that one. We got 41 votes. Bring up a new core. That is what we're going to do. We have a very cautious group of people. Okay, so we're going to end the poll. It was only 2 minutes, but people put in their votes, and we're going to transfer over Jeb. Why is transfer crew? And Jebediah, because I already put Valentina into the... Is there? Jeb is just going to have to be a passenger. We're going to... Well, actually, let's see where we are. See if we're in an appropriate place to bring this down. So where is the KSC? Oh no, that's not the KSC. Is it? Oh, there's the KSC at night. So let's do some time warping so that we're not coming down. All right, and so we're not coming down at night. So I'm just time warping until the KSC is in the daylight. There we go. And what I like to do is always start my descent from the same place. I find that helps me out. So right here is the Woomerang launch site. So I'm going to go to just before that. And we're going to undock and get ourselves ready for our descent. So, undock. Nope, I always click the wrong docking port. And RCS on. We'll back away here. Extend that solar panel. Close this docking port. RCS can now go off. Let ourselves back away. We got this nice red light. I was there briefly. I love the light that you get through the sunset like that. I got me a feeling. Oh, yeah, let's. Got very weak thruster blocks on this thing. But that does mean that they use very, very little in terms of make sure we're controlling from the right thing. Control from here. Aha! I'm glad I did that. Okay, let's spin her around. Engines I never did turn off. Okay. And I'm going to do a quick save just in case a crack. And I don't know. This is like my entire crew. All of my Kerbals are here. So I certainly don't want to lose everybody. I think that would be bad. So I'm going to give myself some permission. So let's see here. Yeah, let's start our burn. And whoops, going to need to see this. And I'm going to, I don't know. This is always guesswork for me. It always takes me a few tries to kind of zero this in. Maybe. Yeah, no avoidance maneuver. It turned out we were pointed in the right direction anyway. We just sprayed this thing. I don't know. What do people think? Like 30 kilometers on the periapsis? I'm guessing like 30 kilometers on the periapsis. I do not have, like, there is a mod called Trajectories, which takes a mountain of the guesswork out. So, that's nice. Or that would be nice, but I thought this thing is electrically challenged. So So I do need to be aware of that. People saw that last time. 37, 30 to 40. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I have a tendency to overshoot doing this, which honestly is not so bad. We can ditch in the water. I'm not going to do multiple tries at this. I'm going to turn off all my lights. I'm a little bit concerned with electricity. I did make a decision that future versions of this will have two 1K batteries stuck here at the back. That was kind of an oversight on my part. Okay, the sun's about to come up. Let's see if we can get a charge. Oh, we are in the atmosphere. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, I should have thought of this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna switch to air breathing mode, so that's ready. These should be air breathing mode now. Can we get a charge? Are you gonna give me a charge? This is a high altitude Atmo charge here. I want to get whatever am I charging? Am I charging up here? No, I'm not. Okay, forget it, forget it, forget it. I descended the solar panels. Okay. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. There we go. Now we're in air breathing mode. Okay, that has been decided. Yeah, let's get into position here. I meant to do, switch these to air breathing mode, and instead I descended the solar panels because I'm a doofus. So, let's get into full belly flop mode here. Because I got a feeling I'm already going to be overshooting. But of course, we're going to be working those reaction wheels hard. It really wants to push forward, flip forward, which is good. That means it's more stable. But I'm looking at my well, maybe not. Periapsis has now just gone negative. So what I like to do is just kind of look here every once in a while and kind of look to see where this trajectory is in. Oh, we are quite overshooting. Here's the KSC continent coming up here. KSC continent. Why not re-enter with... and then undock in the lower... That was one of the options I gave up there, Alex, in the poll. As long as you don't land in the water, what's wrong with landing in the water? I'm a little concerned with electricity. These engines don't generate electricity, so... If I run out of juice, how is my trajectory coming down? Still aiming in the water here. We're just now coming up to the KSC. Quite a lot of oxidizer aboard. This thing has too much oxidizer. So I got a lot of useless oxidizer aboard, which is somewhat unfortunate. I do have some liquid fuel, so we do have some ability to steer. A fuel cell, that is an option. Again, electricity was ill thought of, and I nursed this thing into orbit. Future versions of this will have an extra 2,000 units of electric charge aboard. So right now I'm just trying my best to stall this puppy. But I am... Here, I'm going to flip around this way. It wants to... As it wants to fall forward, it actually... I can get a better angle of attack, I think, going this way. But I am going to run out of electricity. Thankfully, that doesn't mean loss of control, because we do have Valentina and our co-pilot Louie, and Jebediah is in the back seat, going, "Oh my god, I hate not being able to fly. Why am I back here?" Yeah, 2,000 units will be more than enough, and I thought that was the best cost-effective way to do this. See, now the thing is going so fast, it just wants to... It does not want to keep that angle of attack. But I'm really, really trying to put this on the runway, but I'm overshooting. It doesn't help that at the beginning I didn't have a high angle of attack because I was trying to use the solar panels, which weren't even deployed. Alright, alright. We are coming down. We are... Here, let's put this on terrain. 20 kilometers up, or thereabouts. I think I should be... I'm obviously overshooting, but I think I should be able to... Okay, let's calm this down a little bit. And Jeb is like, what are you doing? Let's pull out of this dive. We are going supersonic and trying to turn at the same time, which is not good. We are out of electric charge, so that doesn't help. So we have no reaction wheels. We still, of course, have all of our. Oh, where's the KSC? It's over there. We still have, of course, all of our other control surfaces. So this might be a little sloppy. A little sloppy. Bring her up, Val. Come on. Really wants to roll. Doesn't help. Come on, you got to come out of this dive. I'm pitching up as hard as I can. Oh my gosh, that was a little scary. Okay, let's bring her down. That was a little close to the surface. By the time I pulled out of that dive, I think I'm overly dependent on those reaction wheels. Okay, let's cruise over. Can I quick save here? I can. Okay, good. Not too fast. Slow down. Oh my gosh, this is where you learn how much work those reaction wheels do. How much those crazy reaction wheels do for you. Okay, we are coming in. Our speed is approaching a sane number. I'm gonna up the authority limiter on these because I have very little gear. Oh, come on up. A little slow. That's a little scary. Okay. Okay. Val's got it under control now, I think. We are stalling, though. Come on. Get it up. There we go. This is the first time... Here, I should stop talking. Oh. That was, by the way, the first time I ever landed this plane. It was a... completely that was the test. Right there. Okay, Kerbals are down. That's all good. That was a little bit, I'll be honest, I was sweating a little bit there at the end, but it came out okay. All right, not bad for a first try. So we'll recover that. Now what we need to do is build that rocket to get that probe core up. All right, so there we go. We got our Kerbals back. I don't care about science or anything, by the way. Like, this thing has, like, I got almost 10,000 science. It's enough to unlock everything that's left in the tech tree. So all I'm going to do is do the probe core thing. So let's start with that probe core. That's what I forgot before. So we'll do an octo probe core. It's going to be a very, very simple craft. We're going to put a There we go. What am I looking for? The 1.25 meter service bay. We'll put that in there like that. And then on top of that is going to go a docking port, the clampetron, like so. And inside will go a small set of reaction wheels. I'm sure that will be fine. Advanced inline stabilize. Do I not have... I have not unlocked. How can I not have the small... Okay, fine. These ones are going on. How can I not have the small... really? Is that... I'm so... You know, I play with different tech trees and I'm always confused what tech trees are where. But how can I not have... Oh, there they are. I'm just blind. That's what I want. There. Like that, and let's hide some batteries in here while we're thinking about that, because batteries seems to be a little bit of a bane for me. So we'll put a K200 one there, put a couple of K100s there. That's 400 units of electric charge. I'm sure that is fine. There, there, there. It's not going to need a communitron, so that's it. There, that should be controllable. What we'll do, let me think about this, is, yeah, we'll put a decoupler on the bottom here. The 25 one here, and then we're just going to turn that force percentage down to 0. So this will attach. You know what? We'll deorbit and then we'll detach. Yeah, this will make sense. Okay, and then under this we'll just put a whole bunch of fuel cans. This isn't going to be much, really. I'm already thinking this is going to be too much. Gonna need some RCS too to do some docking, because the Gilly one does not have the ability to dock. Where is the swivel engine? That is, we'll put that on vacuum. 31, okay. I need a little more than that. This one. 3797, I'm sure that will be fine. That's a lot of thrust to weight just for making my life easier. We'll put an advanced set of reaction wheels in there. We also need some monopropellant. So we'll go up here. Bump, 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 bump. Where are the smaller? I want the little ones. The minified ones, these guys. Let's see, we'll stick these up at the top. 2 of them. Sure, that'll be fine. Each of these is size 15 units. I'm sure that all it needs is the dock, for goodness sakes. It's not much. We'll tuck them in a little bit. This is the probe supply. Oops. Come back here. Oh, solar panels. Oh my gosh. Cannot type. Okay. Solar panels. So, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels. Just a bunch of aux stats. I'm sure will be absolutely fine. We'll just put on here. There we go. 6 of them like that. 3624 might want just a smidge more fuel. Probably be okay, but it's probably best to be a little on the cautious side. So we'll stick another one of these. 3749. Still, the thrust to weight is through the roof. And we'll put on, it's going to be a very quickie. 4-way symmetry with fins. Like so. Oh, and RCS blocks. Now, when it's up there, it's going to be having like only maybe a couple of 100 meters per second left of delta V. So let's take off almost all of this fuel. How can that be that much delta V if I've taken out most of the fuel? Sure, I'm sure that's close enough. Just so that the mass is in a reasonable... Okay, so we're just gonna take some of these larger RCS blocks. This thing is reasonable. What is the weight? It can't be heavier than my space plane. Let's use the little ones. We'll use the little ones. We'll put 4 of them down here. Like so. Oops. Meant to grab that. And 4 of them up here. I'm sure that will be fine. Now, something I forgot to do with my space plane is toggle off the yaw, pitch, and the roll, which is always a good plan. Where are we here? Actuation toggles, yaw, pitch, and roll. There we go. Now let's put the fuel back. It's going to need a nose cone on the top. We'll deal with that in just a smidge. I think that is okay. What vacuum delta V? Yeah. 3689. Heck with it. Just, I don't want to end up coming back. I don't want this to fail. There. 3804. That's super duper. Okay, I'm sure this will be fine. Nose cone on the top. Should I just get really lazy? I usually end up putting on a whole like fairing and all that. Why don't I just do that? Yeah, let's just do that. I'm sure that'll be fine. And then we'll lose that at some point. Gonna get lazy. Okay, thrust to weight. And I'll look at the chat in just a little bit and see what people are telling me as far as what I'm missing. But why am I turning the gimbal limit down? What a dope. Okay, that's fine. Launch clamps. I find it really hard to play and look at the chat at the same time. It is a challenge for me. But I am challenged by so many things that. All right, what do we got? Solar panels, heat shield. No heat shield. I could do that. Oh my god, that would be a wimp out, wouldn't it? I mean, I could unlock the big. No, I'm not gonna do that. No heat shield. Yeah, no heat shield. That would be too smart. No heat shield. I think it'll come down fine. That's what we're gonna say. Okay, so I think. Where's the lift? Lift should be low here. I'm thinking this is gonna be the thing. This is gonna be the thing. So let's save it. Launch it. Let's go. Yeah, I could put on the big 10-meter heat shield and probably protect the entire vessel coming down, but I'm kind of interested to see what will happen if I don't do that. That would be too smart. See, my whole plan was to actually take up everything I needed with the plane. I just forgot the probe body, so this wasn't in the original plan. Oh, let's see. Okay, so our target here is the Gilly one. Let's go right now. He's just passing us. Let's catch up to it. So SAS on, throttle up, put it on here, go and go. We be off. We be off. We be off. We be off. Wow, it doesn't feel like it jumped off the pad with any sort of real vigor, did it? Knock that over a few degrees and lock onto prograde, and hopefully we can just watch this go from here. Is that enough to get to orbit? I certainly hope so. What was it? It was like 37, 38? Should be enough. Should easily be enough. I'm a little worried about the drag with my... Oh, I don't even see... That's weird. Okay. Going to look at the aerodynamics overlay, but I don't see anything coming up, and I don't know why. Let's keep it from pitching over for a little bit. It's falling over a little bit too quickly. Okay, lock it back to prograde. A little bit southward just to get this heading back on the 90. And reduce the throttle. Getting close to a minute to apoapsis. That's always like to reduce the throttle at that point. Okay. And it is a light rocket, so it might need more delta V than I'm thinking. Like, it's funny that lighter rockets are more affected by drag, and therefore do need more delta V than heavy rockets, at least if they're well designed. But we'll hope for the best. Hoping for the best is always the plan in this game. I know, I thought I fixed the ReStock plumes. The whole ReStock plumes, what happened there, and I think I might just kind of give up on trying to fix it, is I'm working on an RP1 series, and I went to install RP1, and I installed it in this instance of my game. And RP1 uses the ReStock plumes, and so it installed the ReStock plumes. And in taking all of that out, and I uninstalled it, at least I think I did, but something in the settings got changed, and it's not changing back. So I think I'm kind of stuck with these ReStock plumes for now. It's that, or just reinstall the entire, like, take a fresh instance, reinstall all the mods, transport over the saves. I don't know if that's really worth it, but I might be stuck with the ReStock plumes. I mean, they look fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just, you know, I didn't intend to install them. It was installed by accident. But they don't affect the gameplay or anything. It's purely aesthetic. So I might just live with it. They look okay. I don't think it's worth like starting over from scratch with a fresh instance and reinstalling everything just because the plumes aren't technically what's in the list that's down there in the description. All right, 70 kilometers on the Apoapsis. Just kind of let this keep building. This ascended very nicely, I think. We'll cut it at 80. The Gilly 1 is in an orbit of... here we go. That's 80 kilometers. The Gilly 1's in an orbit of 120. Okay, we'll circularize, we'll rendezvous, we'll get this done. This was certainly the more of the three options. You folks picked the... certainly picked the safest one. So I thank you for that. We'll find out pretty soon whether, you know, like, if the ship makes it down to the surface without any issue, then Jebediah certainly could have ridden it down. We'll find out very, very soon whether that was, whether that's going to work or not. And then if it doesn't work, all I lose is that contract, and I don't care. Okay, throttling up to complete the orbital insertion. I get a little closer to Apoapsis. There we go. And still got a few hundred meters per second left, so... oh, whoa, overcooked that a little bit. Okay, let's actually slap this onto the normal vector just for solar panels. And we got our target up there. Oh, it's going to have to be further along this way for sure. Whoop. Just got to keep here. Grab it, move it forward. Launched a little late, but I wasn't in the mood to... oh, I just passed my own vessel, so I'll have to pop ahead in orbit. I wasn't in the mood to time warp around. Like, the time warp... you know what I mean. For another day. It would have been another day to get the station to go around. Not the station, the Gilly 1. I can get words out. I can do it. Set up this rendezvous. Lickety split. Fortunately, I made my orbit a tad bit elliptical because I just botched that part of it. So that's adding some challenge to it a little. I'll just get her done. Come on. I think my little bit of an inclination difference too, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit more tweaking on the timing here. I might be calling it pretty soon. We'll live with the 2.6 and just do it. Oh, here we go. 1.9 kilometers, we'll make that work. Okay. View, there we go. Okay, 49 minutes to the burn. Let's get her done. It's only a 0.6 second burn, so I'd best reduce the throttle limiter here a bit. Okay. And oh, this doesn't have the lock to... oh, I can just lock to prograde. It'll be close enough for that. Put this on here. Get ready to... no lights on this or anything like that. Includes rendezvous, docking. Oh, well, I'm glad my tutorials help. What is that? Oxoloti guy? I'm sure I'm doing that wrong, but I'll do my best. All right, and yeah, we got another docking here coming up. Okay, let's get a little closer. All right, and starting to burn, going about half throttle. And I'm just going to watch here for my intercept information. See what we get. Okay, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, started going up, so we'll RCS backwards a little bit. At about a 1.68 kilometer separation. We'll improve upon that by simply going to about the midway point between these two. About here. And do I have to come northwards or southwards? Northwards. Positive normal. You can tell that this is the right direction because it's bringing the AN closer. See that? So you bring the AN closer to your rendezvous spot, and then you tweak around with the prograde retrograde part. Prograde brings it smaller. Bring in the AN again. Not doing a very good job, actually. 2 point. There we go. Now it's going the right way. 0.1, and always when I get really stupid about this and want to get a 0. Oops. But maybe I should be good with what I got. All right, 0.1 kilometers. Let's call it. So that is a teeny weeny little bitty itsy tiny burn. Go to that one. Mostly normal. Little bit of prograde, it looks like. One thing with the clouds, it makes it harder to see these numbers sometimes. Okay, about 10 seconds. We'll just burn this very lightly. And really watching again that intersect distance. More than the maneuver indicator. Under a kilometer now separation. 500 meters. Oh, 95 meters. We'll use RCS. Oh, it started going up. So about 90 meters. 88 meters. Okay, and we are 8 minutes from our target. Trying to do this quick for you. Now, by the way, something I talked a little bit about last week, but should talk about more, is once this is done, one way or the other, success or failure, again, I got enough science to complete the tech tree. I'm not that concerned with contracts anymore and money. I got quite a lot of money too. And something, so the question becomes, what should I do next? I'll say right off the bat, I'm a little bit loath to get into going to another planet. I honestly find all the work to go to another planet. It's good to do once or twice, but I don't know. They're all more or less the same. They're not. It's not that much more of a challenge. I mean, they're not. That's not true. Like landing on Eve and getting off is a big pain in the ass. Tylo is a big pain, but you know, like just going somewhere and collecting the science and coming back. I don't need the science. There's really not that much motivation to really do that. So I'm kind of inclined to instead put my energy towards building some infrastructure around the Kerbin system. So that's Kerbin, Moon, Minmus, building stations, building bases, building space-only crafts that can transport between those bases and stations, putting up more relays. These are all things that I've been ignoring in the mad quest to fulfill the next contract and collect as much science as I can. But I gotta be honest, I don't really need to do that anymore. So once this is done, I gotta think about what am I gonna do next? And I honestly have no idea. So if you have thoughts, let me know. Just don't say things like, do a Jewel. I've done the Jewel 5 thing. I've done all that. And I don't find a need to really, oh, I overdid that. Oh, I should have lost this this nose cone before I came up here. All right, that's perma debris. Let's give it a little bit of thrust. Oh, let's set this docking port here as a target. Where are you there? Okay, it just wants to be that way. Set as target. There we go. And that gives me one. Probably the least stocky mod I do have installed is... Oh, there is one RCS thrust report that's still firing for some reason. The most least stocky mod I have installed is docking port alignment indicator, which gives me this little red circle to line up the docking ports with. Mike, you should build a, sorry, it's right under the heart thing, a base on the Lunar Minmus and turn its crust into funds. Yeah, I could do that. I like the base idea. I don't know. Yeah, probably harvesting would be part of the program, though. Again, I would rather harvest just for fuel and just not bring the ore back. But I could bring the ore back for funds. I suppose that's a possibility. I don't know. Do you make a lot of funds doing that? It's worth a try. It's something I've never done. I've always taken the ore and refined it unless I had a contract to say otherwise. So maybe that's not a bad idea. Anyway, I don't need this engine anymore. Let's shut that down. Might steal that liquid fuel too. Okay, how are we doing here? Coming in really slow. I was too much talking and killed off too much velocity, I think. Moho, I don't want to go Moho. I got a whole series where I went to every single planet, and I kind of got that out of my system with that. So, every single planet and moon. So I'm really not super eager for that, to do something like a Moho mission or a Jewel mission or anything like that. We landed on Gilly. What else do you want? Okay, so here we are. Yeah, so this is our stupid craft. So let's get this thing down. So my plan is to put this in the water. I think that would be the best call. So I'm going to, again, time warp over there towards the Woomerang launch site. I'm going to steal all that fuel, too. Why not? So if I got 3 fuel tanks on here, there's not a lot of liquid fuel left, but you might as well. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll need like an emergency, you know, burn to lose velocity. So having as much liquid fuel as I can for that nerve, though once I'm in the atmosphere, that nerve is going to be not that great. I think I do have the right engine. Yes, I do. So that is good. Okay, let's get to here. And oh, I'm going to quick save again, because if this ends up, we'll see what happens. Retrograde. Now that I got a probe core, I can do that. And let's see, what are we going to go? So burning with the nerve, I'm going to go with 30 kilometers. I do want to make sure to overshoot the KSC and land in the ocean. Let's go with 30 kilometers. Ooh, a little wobbly. I guess that shouldn't be surprising. Whole thing's kind of wobbly. Got a lot happening here. Alright, that's cool. We are going down now. Let's fix up this staging because we got a lot going on here. Okay, let's put all the parachutes down there and just again F5 or just stage. That should there. All the parachutes are now armed. Got a lot of wobbling happening. Get down a little lower. Slap this onto the normal vector. Just going to get this arcing just a little bit. And that one. Going to decouple you. There we go. And now this is going to go back onto retrograde. So that hopefully should just, well, whatever happens to it, I don't care. All I need is that probe core. Actually, even now, well, I probably do need the probe core just to hold attitude. Alright, here we go. Just about into the atmosphere. Parachutes are armed. Got a little probe core up here at the top. We can open that up to add just a smidge of drag up here. I'm not sure if it's going to contribute, but it hopefully will. We'll watch this thing too. Alright, see what happens. And again, this is all because of this dopey contract. It requires me to return to Kerbal. I really wish it said just return the crew. I mean, who cares about the vessel? I mean, really, like, you know, there's been nothing, no vessel that has landed on the moon and returned from the surface of the moon. We've returned crew from the surface of the moon and samples from the surface of the moon. Why should we care about the vessel? I don't get it, but oh well. All right, here we go. We are in the atmosphere. It's going to keep this locked on retrograde. Hopefully, this nerve engine will take the brunt of all the heating. Part of me really does wish Jeb was in here right now. For all those people that voted, put Jeb in there. That was certainly my first thought. Was Jeb was going to ride this down. Okay, we are starting to get some temperature gauges now, which is really interesting because you might recall I aero braked with this thing and got no temperature gauges, even on these non-retractable solar panels. I cannot retract the solar panels, so... But now suddenly I am getting temperature gauges. They certainly look like they're on the solar panels. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about my trajectory. Landing not in the water. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure as long as, like, I think probably the root part is the cupola module. As long as I think that survives, I think I'm okay. He says without too much knowledge. All right, these red bars are really, really close. Really, really close. I'm gonna lose those. Still just on the solar panels, which is fine. They can blow up. Oh, there they go. There goes one. There goes two. Okay. So for some reason, when I was aero braking, they seemed indestructible. Now they blew up as I would have expected them to. So maybe something was weird and going on. I don't know. All right. Asteroid mining, yeah, going and recovering an asteroid. I do enjoy recovering an asteroid. Mining the asteroids isn't as productive. I remember when they introduced that into the game, asteroids and asteroid mining, I was so excited. I was all over like, all right, I'm going to bring an asteroid, we're going to put it in orbit about the moon, and we're going to get all of these resources off of it. And you suck those things dry in no time. Like, it is way better for you to get down to the surface. And do it there. Okay, I think I'm going to overshoot. I certainly hope so. I'm seeing more temperature gauges. Now, these guys seem to be on batteries here on the side, which honestly, again, that's okay. That's okay. This one here seems to be on the engine itself, which again is okay. The nerve engine can take it. To be honest, if I lose some of this stuff, that's less mass for these parachutes to have to slow down. So I'm definitely going to land in the ocean one way or the other, so that's good. Yeah, maybe just the lower altitudes. What I mean, I brought it down all the way to 45 kilometers. I have to look back and see, like when I did the aero braking, I had my periapsis at 45 kilometers. I'd have to look back in this stream to go find out what was the altitude at which they blew up. Still seems strange though, because I did get those heat bars like right away. Okay, heat bars are gone. Oh, I'm pretty happy with where this is coming down. It's a short recovery distance. Now it's all about whether those parachutes are going to do what they do. I was showing the thermal gauges at 40 kilometers, which is a lower altitude than what I had before. So, yeah, that could be it. That's a lower altitude than what I aero braked at. Okay, so parachutes. Again, I did no real calculating per se on these parachutes, whether they're going to be enough. Ooh, I should have put the spread out on them. Can you do it here? Oh, wait, I'm not clicking on them. I hate when they all super overlap. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Probably shouldn't care, to be honest. Okay, let's just see what happens. Alright, so slowing down. I don't know when they're going to fully deploy here. Yeah, this guy's going to look good in the Kithsonian. They're going to have to make like a huge area and hang this thing up. It's going to be monstrous. Saturn V, eat your heart out. Okay, parachutes. Parachutes, there we go. Okay, speed. Oh, we're golden. We're under 10 meters per second. Awesome. Awesome. I don't think that spread did anything when I put those spread out. I think this is going to be good. And again, all I want is this thing to go bloody green. Oh, it just went green. So there we go. That contract is now satisfied. That is super. It seems to be sitting like, oh, that heavy engine at the bottom, just keeping this thing bobbing here nicely. I love it. I kind of feel like I want to just leave it here. But we're going to recover it. Awesome. That went great. Hello, Richard. Welcome. All right, so where are we at? We're at about an hour into the stream. I'm going to go for another at least about 45 minutes or so. So I got to think about what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm very happy. Very happy. So I hate that these things are here. Let's recover. Those are the launch clamps. Recover. Let's start by going into here and spending that 10,000. And I'm just indiscriminately doing everything. I have enough to do the whole tree, get her done, and that's about it. And we shall never have to worry about science again. There we go. That's everything. Boom! There we go. Okay, so the entire tech tree is unlocked. I'm also going to go into the administrative building, and there is a, I think it's this patents licensing. Patent licensing takes 5% of science gains and turns them into funds, right? Yes, for every unit of science you collect, you get 2,100.6. So what I think I'm going to do, if I go, I don't think this is upgraded. Nope, we're going to upgrade this to level 3, fully upgraded administrative building, because that will allow me, first of all, to delete this, but to grab that patent licensing, crank it to 100%. Now, this isn't all the science we collect. This is just science that comes as a result of contracts, which means we will not get any more science from contracts, but we don't care. Oh, why won't it let me do that? Oh, I need to have more science. Look at that. I am 23.4 science shy of putting this at 100%, but I can put it at 99%. So that's... No, I can't. Why can't I do that? According to that, I should be able to. There. Whatever reason. I have the funds. Oh, you're a pain. Okay, fine. Setup costs. Won't let me spend that much. Fine. There we go. We got this at what? 93%. We'll live with that. So we'll get a trivial amount of science from from contract. Now let's take a look at contract. So we got like map 5 asteroids with the Sentinel telescope. Yeah, might as well take a look at that. We got plant a flag on the moon. Let's see what else we got. Reposition. I'm not repositioning satellites. I'm not doing that. Explore Eve. Like, really? See, this is what drives me crazy about these contracts, is like, we went to Eve, we did a flyby, we landed on Gilly, we came back, and what does the game throw at you? Like, why don't you go to Duna? That would be like a next logical interplanetary step. No, plant a flag on Eve and come... Oh, it doesn't say come back, but still, I don't know, like... Bringing a Kerbal back from the surface of Eve is probably one of the most difficult things to do in this game. Why is it throwing that contract at me? That doesn't make sense. Extract ore from Eve and deliver it to Gilly. Really, like, sometimes this game drives me crazy. Again, another plant a flag on Eve. Go away. Recover Mitzer's scrap and Mitzer himself from orbit of the sun. I can't let that go, can I? Now, orbit of the sun could be out past Elo, but I bet you the orbit's not that different from Kerbin's orbit. Not sure we're going to do any of these today, by the way. Scientific data from the surface, don't care. Bring volcanic rock back you. Again, that's from Eve. Boy, it really wants me to land on Eve. Build a new orbital station around Minmus. We'll grab that. So, we do have some contracts that are... I also have, you know what? Maybe before we get going too far, these two contracts here, we'll exit out of here. Exit out of here. Again, I came in with this part of it with no plan. Whoops. There we go. Just for something that maybe isn't that big a deal to do. This one and this one. Let's take a look at both of those. These two contracts I've had hanging over my head for a while, which is to collect surface deployed seismic sensors on the surface of Minmus and another one for the surface of Moon. I have that equipment deployed. This is part of the Breaking Ground DLC to have this surface deployed equipment, but I didn't realize that you needed to create an impact on either the Moon or Minmus or wherever the seismic sensor is in order for it to read any data. So all we got to do with these two to polish them off, and they've been hanging around for a long time, is hit the Moon and hit Minmus. So I'm thinking to finish off this episode, that might not be a bad one. And then I'll think about what to put in for infrastructure and all that stuff. Again, science, I don't care about anymore. So we're just going to build a really, really hit 'em hard impactor. Hit 'em hard impactor that won't be too different from what you see right here. So, new. So we're going to build, again, get ourselves, oh, we got all the parts now. All the parts. So we're going to get, what is our... This is the best one, isn't it? I lose track of what is... What's this one? Is this the one that has, like, everything? So I'm not used to really getting this far. Target tracking, maneuver hold. Yeah, let's get this guy. The R... What is this one? The RC00 yada yada unit. Okay, so we're gonna build an impact. Ooh, looks nice. Again... And we'll build something that can do both the Moon and Minmus. And just simply launch one at both. That's all we'll do. Like, one can't do both the Moon and Minmus, obviously, because once it hits, this is an impactor. It ain't coming back. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's open. Whoops. Open. Oh, I like... Here, let's do that. I don't need... So used to the service bay. I'll keep the service bay. Open that up. We'll insert some batteries in there. Insert. Actually. Because does this have... Oh, it does have wheel authority. How much torque do I get from that fella? I was about to put on reaction wheels, but I don't think I need them. Oh yeah, it's fine. I'll be fine. Okay, so we'll just stick in some batteries. couple of Z200s, I'm sure. 3 Z200s, that'll be fine. We'll put on some Oxstat solar panels. This is going to be super cheap. Super cheap. Slide that over. And another pair. Slide that over. And a Communitron 16 antenna. Science I don't need. Who cares about science? I don't care about science no more. Oops. Just gonna tilt this fella up. Wanted to be able to retract. Why are you being this way? Retract, and does this still close? Yeah, sure. Now, I thought I had three-way. I did have three-way symmetry going. How can you be so dumb? Just fix up these solar panels ever so briefly. Yo, happy with that. All right. So that is our core. Okay, Minmus is what, like 920 to get the Minmus? Add about 1,000. So give me just something that can like 1,000, 2,000 meters per second, so it can deal with the upper part of the atmosphere. Don't need. Oh, that's already thrust away. This. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be bitsy, 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 bitsy. You. Okay, what's that? 2,000. That's still already more than I need. What if I just use something like one of these guys? Oh, that's 2. That's big. Don't I have... Here. Go to size 1.25. I'm looking for a fuely type adapter. I don't necessarily... Nope. That's big. Oh, whoa, that might be a good one. Why do I have no... Oh, that's just an adapter. It's not fuel. Alright, fine, be that way. So, what I think I shall do then is a couple of these guys. Really minimalist here, and going to the fuel cans, arrange these by mass, grab ourselves some of the little basketballs. How many do I need? For about 2,000 meters per second. 4 will do it. And the thrust to weight is still through the roof. Wow. That's the little spark engine. Maybe the better plan will be an ant will probably be too small. Yeah, it's a little small, but not much. I know I probably should get into the spiders, but I kind of like... Whoops. But 3 ants. And this on 4-way symmetry. Those are my smallest fuel cans too. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go 4 ants. Four-way symmetry on the fuel cans. I'm spending way too much time on something that's just a silly little rocket, and that'll be fine. Okay, let's tuck these fellas in. Stick in one more of those there. Oh, take the snap off. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think so. I think so. I got other textures on you guys. Oh, there's another button, but they don't seem to change anything. Okay, fine. And you know what? I'm going to even lose the nose cone because I don't care. I don't care. This is the whole thing. You know what then I'm going to do? Just put the antenna right on top. Here we go, rocket me home. That's my guy. So this is enough to get easily from the upper part of our orbital insertion into either the moon or to Minmus. We're gonna stick a... I think I'm gonna need a little bit of extra structure down here at the bottom. We've got a lot of nodes here. I'm hoping that middle node is still there. Yep. Happy with that, and then a these by name, the TD-060 coupler, like so. Go on the same stage, and then a 1.25 meter fairing. I need to retract this antenna. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, oh, I've yet to upgrade this. I'm still on a tier 2 vehicle assembly building. There's no need to go further. Oh, what did I do here? Toggle the service bay. Yeah, did I not? And toggle the antenna. Okay, it's fine now. Don't know. Okay. Build the fairing around all this. That's good. Force, clamshell deploy. This is Minmus Buster. Alright, now I just need to bring the total delta V up to, let's see, 1,030, 40, 4,600? Something like that. Again, it's not going to be much. And a swivel. Still on back. Okay. That's way too much. What was this at? Oh, this is already too much. Oh my gosh. You know what? Just leave it. Another set of advanced reaction wheels in there. There. I was looking at this number. It's this number. 48 is way overbuilt. Let's maybe go a little smaller. Oh, what am I doing? That one. It's a little rocket. That should be good. Oh, wait. I'm just reordering. I don't know why I like those advanced reaction wheels towards the middle. They make absolutely no difference. But for some reason, I like it. Okay. Tail fins. Tail fins, aerodynamics. There we are. Okay, that should be good for center lift. Then under that, bump, 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 launch clamps. Boom. It's funny, I just unlocked all this crazy tech, and then I'm building this like silly, simple thing. Yep. Okay, just bring down that thrust to weight ratio to something that's more or less appropriate. Fine. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Alright, she's a cutie. She's a cutie. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do it. Let's launch. Launch and go. We got 2 contracts we want to do. Did Scott Mann? I don't think you can move the moon. I remember I always see his video. I have not lately. YouTube's decided I do not want to see it, but I've never watched it. I remember seeing his video. Can you moving the moon? I always assume the answer is no, unless you get into coding things, because the moon is a it's on rails, as all the planets are. So I never watched. So if I was wrong in that assumption about moving the moon, maybe he turned it into a math video. I don't know, but I remember seeing the thumbnail. What am I doing here? I am looking at action groups because I want to put under 5 to deploy the fairing. I usually do that, and I just forgot. There we go. Okay. Happy now. That's good. Said dump, 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 dump. He's a cute little fella. We're off. Will I do a Duna lathe colony down the line? I'll be honest, probably not. Like I just don't. I honestly feel more like usually when I get to this stage of my careers is when I stop and just start over again with an entirely different batch of mods. And to be honest, what I am thinking about as far as another live series goes is adding in some mods that are way beyond stock, but I'm thinking je ne sais quoi. And for those people that aren't familiar with je ne sais quoi, what it does is it ups the scale of the Kerbin system, or the Kerbal system, from KSP's standard scale, which is about 1/10 the stock scale, to about 1/4. I think it's 1/4. I'm not sure. But it just ups the difficulty without really changing the gameplay too much. And I played it a little bit, and I found it a lot of fun, because what you do is you play it with just the stock parts. And I like the challenge of that, so that all the parts are still all the same, but you have a much larger Kerbin. It's much tougher to get into orbit. It's much tougher to get to the moon. And I find that compelling. Now, I would add that with a lot of other mods, some of my personal favorites, like KOS. I'd have Kerbal Engineer. I'd put in a bunch of other mods, but I'm honestly more inclined. I mean, I'll stick with this for a little while, but I'm honestly more excited about doing something like that than to do a stock, let's land on Duna and build a colony. I just don't know if I find that, like, what's there to do? I guess that's more like the way I play is I like to have contracts. I like to have objectives and say, hey, figure out how to do this, as opposed to, I'm not very good with pure sandbox games. I don't like the, oh, you know, let's do what we want. I don't know. I like to be told what to do. I guess that's what it comes down to, rather than just playing in a sandbox. And I know that's just me, and I know that's not everybody, but, you know. Oh, good night, Waffle. Glad you can make it. And add Kerbalism, says John. That is, I've done a Kerbalism live series. Here we go, 5. There we go. And I have... Oh. This is what happens when I talk. I can't talk and play at the same time. Is that, I don't know, that stage I think was dead for a little bit. Let's pitch up a bit. I'm very close to my apoapsis. Thankfully, this thing is overbuilt. Kerbalism was mentioned. I do have a previous Kerbalism series. Maybe the thing I found with Kerbalism is it really slows down the game. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that so much. And I am perfectly comfortable with that in my own games. But in a live series, I don't know. Like, that's the part that bugged me about Kerbalism, with how much it slowed things down. But maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Maybe I should just add Kerbalism in with Je ne sais quoi and you know, progress through a little. Oh, I would also put in like a tech tree, like for instance, the unkerbal start tech tree. I really do like the unkerbal start tech tree. That would be something I would throw into the mix. That would start you off with probe bodies and small rockets rather than starting you off with Kerbals. There, I think I can safely lock back onto the prograde vector. I think we recovered this. We're going to be okay. Alright. I'll be curious to look back to see how long I was coasting with that one engine out of fuel, that one stage out of fuel. We are pretty much in orbit, pretty darn close. So I'm just going to get ready to cut throttle here. Let's reduce it. Alright, that was a lot going on with the camera. My periapsis is at 35 kilometers, so I got almost like nothing. There we go. We'll up this up. We're 4 minutes away from apoapsis. A little bit of, and we still got 1,200. Whoa, 1,200 meters per second left. So, didn't put lights on this guy. Oh well. But plenty of fuel to hit the moon, plenty of fuel to hit Minmus. No, gotta send this to the moon because we're in an equatorial orbit. Silly. Alright. Just about to finish off our insertion here. But yeah, I'll think about it. I'll think about Kerbalism. I'm back and forth on it with a live series. That's why I quit my previous Kerbalism live series, because I just felt it was just taking so long to do anything. Okay, going to the moon. Gonna Kerr-schmack it. Kerr-smacking the moon. We're coming for you, moon. I think that's it right there. Here. Focus view on here. Get back onto the maneuver tool. Turn that into, I think, I went wrong. Oh, I just slipped. There we go. Whacking the moon. I like whacking things. This is nice after the Eve mission and the Gilly mission to do something that's pretty basic. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's that nose cone, I think. It said Gilly 1 debris. That's funny. How will I see the moon without lights? We know where the moon is. We don't need lights. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, you gotta hit things for science. To be honest, like in the early days of the space program, hitting the moon, that's an accomplishment with the guy. Like it's not, there was a lot of misses before the first Kershmak happened. Yeah, no lights. Veos is talking about restock and drag. I know that is the, yeah, and that is a criticism, and I'm fully willing to. I just like the way the restock textures everything, so I left it. Now I don't build, as Veos does, a whole lot of things like space planes and all of that, so I'm going with the excuse that with rockets, like what I just built here, that drag is not a huge critical factor. I could be wrong, and I'll own it if I am, but it's what I did, so I'm living with it. Okay, let's just make sure these solar panels have some nice exposure. I do have to make sure to tilt it the right way. Okay, so this guy is on its way to the moon. It's going to be getting into the SOI in about 5 hours. So in the meantime, start another one. So Space Center. Starting off with a different solar system. Yeah, that's an idea too. I am again planning, I am in the process of doing an RP1 series. That is something that I'm working on. It will not be a live stream, so that will be a different solar system. It'll be our solar system. So for those people that are looking at that, that's an option. All right. So this fella's going to Minmus. Now, I like, when I go to Minmus, here we are, is to set Minmus at a target. And I like to launch, where is here? Let's put off all the extraneous information here that's just confusing everything. Actually, keep that. There we go. I like to launch at the... Did I not get Minmus as a target? Let's try that again. Set as a target. There we go. I like to launch when the KSC is right below Minmus's orbit, right about here. Now this is going to be... So that requires me to time over. Actually, I think I'm better off on this side. I think even that is confusing the situation. Right where we just got to turn this so it's all those orbits are on edge, and then you can look in. Yeah, it's coming up where these two orbits cross. Now you can eyeball it like I did, but I'm going to use Kerbal Engineer. I do have it installed, and I have here my time to relative ascending node. I should also add in, a little bit surprised it's not there, but time to relative, this is under rendezvous, relative descending node. There it is, install that. And I guess oh no, phase angle I don't need. And let's move that up just a little bit. So there we go. Close that, close that. So this actually, is it going to go away? There we go. These times here tell you how far away you are from the Minmus's ascending and descending node. And I think, just looking at this, both of them seem, I don't know, this one's this one's increasing in size. See that? So we're moving away from the descending node. We're moving towards the ascending node. So now I can see here I got to launch towards the south. So this is kind of nice. All I got to do is time warp. It takes all the guesswork out until I'm, you know, it takes a few minutes to get up there. So I'm going to wait till I'm a couple of minutes ahead. It's going to be a night launch. Till I'm a couple of minutes They're right around here. And then I can see that I need to launch towards the south to go into Minmus's orbit. So I just need to launch into an inclination of towards the south, so 96 degrees. So that's it. So just push it. I like that. And in my tutorials, I do that by eyeball because I always make the tutorials pure stock. But this is kind of nice too. I just realized too I have to again edit the action groups because I forgot 5 deploy. There we go. All right, pitching over, and I want to go to about 90, truthfully about 97 degrees. Always go a little bit further than what's necessary. Again, Minmus is in an inclination of 6 degrees. So I want this heading to be about 97. Ooh, settling in there nicely. Yeah, I'm pitching over a little bit too quickly, I think. Let's lock that back on program. That's a little too much. A little bit of fiddling again, pitching over a little quickly, so I'll take it off the lock to prograde part. Okay, now lock to prograde, let's see. So we're gonna settle at 97. Kind of bouncing between 96 and 97. You can follow your inclination. Whoop, hit the wrong button. Right there, it's at 5.1 so far. Okay, reduce throttle. Going a little too quick. Close that. And this makes the transfer out to Minmus easier. Some people find this too fiddly. Some people prefer to just put into an equatorial orbit anyway and then make the correction. That's fine. Each their own. Okay, this time I'm going to pay attention to when this stage ends, though. Okay, how's my inclination doing here? 5.6 degrees. Oh, keep that on surface until it actually says 7. Okay, and how are we still got, oh, we're doing okay. A little more thrust. I'll try and hold it around a minute. What's this? 5.8 degrees. Nice. Should, oh, this time I'm going to remember. Oh. Okay, I don't need to stage both of those at the same time. A little more thrust. 5.8. More thrust. On those weaker little ant engines. 5.9 degrees. Almost at 70 kilometers here. Wow, lots of thrust. Come on, go, go, go. Go, go, little probe. 6 degrees. So lock that onto the orbital vector there. So that should hold it at 6 degrees. That should be now 96. Now I just got to wait for apoapsis to get to 80. What's that? Do you ever do the Kerbal Space Program Discord challenges? No. I'm honestly not much of a social media guy. I'm going to completely put that down to me being an old man, because I am an old man. And I have so tried different forms of social media, and honestly, I don't care. And that's just me. So, sorry, but no, I've not really tried the different Discord challenges. Or not the Discord, the Pop 80, the Reddit challenges. Alright, so, oh, we are already in orbit. That is great. We can deploy all our junky junk. We should have an inclination of 6 degrees. We do. So now if you take a look here at Minmus's orbit, our trajectory there nicely lines up with Minmus's orbit, with a relative inclination of only 0.1 degree. Very happy with that. No lights again. All right. Complete our insertion here. Started that probably a smidge late. I think it should be okay. Yeah, it's a little sloppy. A little sloppy, 86 by 77 because I'm getting lazy. But now we should be able to do a nice, easy peasy transfer out to Minmus. Be really cool to get the hit without even having to make a mid-course correction. I'm not sure I'm that good, but it'd be cool. So I'm hitting the SOI, I can see that much. Let's just bring her down just a little, about 920. Okay, let's focus this on Minmus. And adjust the timing here a bit. I need to give a little bit more oomph. A little more oomph. Definitely more oomph. Okay. There we go. It looks like I'm going to be coming to the north. Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, I'm happy with that. I am super pleased. One burn. Only need one burn. Of course, I have to minimize that burn because of who I am. There we go. One burn. Smack. Nice. Very happy. All right, so that burn's coming up in... what do we got? 22 minutes. So off we go. 57-second burn, and then we'll follow both of these two to their demise, and hopefully these two contracts will be finished off. Ah, I speak well, says Tease42. I got you beat. 59. And when oh my gosh, when I took a little bit of a vacation and I put a picture of me on vacation saying I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. The most common comment was not, have yourself a great vacation. My most common comment was, oh my God, you're old. I had no idea you were so old. Well, thanks, everybody. That made me feel just great. Hey, old is an attitude, not a number. I'm doing fine, I think. All right, what do we got here? 8 seconds. 5 and 4 and 3, 2, 1, and go. Let this guy go. Hello, aerodynamics. Oh, thank you, Veos. That means a lot coming from you for the live stream. All I've ever done with an no, that's not true. I remember once a long time ago building an SSDO and landing it on the moon. I might have even cheated and refueled it somewhere. Probably did, but honestly, in all my videos, every time I've ever built an SSDO, it's always just to go to low Kerbin orbit and call it a day. So my experience is most certainly lacking. Okay, here we go. Going for, lower this. Okay, where are you? Whoa, it went way back. That went way too fast. Way too fast. So we're going to fix that by just actually shutting down 2 of these engines. And turning these other ones down to like, I don't know, 20%. You know what's nice about multiple engines is that you can reduce thrust by simply shutting down symmetrical engines. All right, let's fix that. I overshot that. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right. Again, for the solar panels. Not that this needs a whole lot. Okay, so we have our 2 probes on our way to impact the moon and Minmus. They really should not require any more. What the devil is this? Oh yeah, that's the moon. That's that low. They shouldn't. I looked at this and going, what's not making the moon? Yeah, the moon's right here. So they shouldn't require any more. But what we'll do is we'll switch to the moon one, the Minmus Buster, because that's definitely going to be the one that's going to get there first. Make sure solar panels are still happy. They are not. Look at how this is turned on me. That's the problem with doing the solar panels the way I'm doing it. It's just, you know, you can't. You got to make sure that the doors are open in the right direction, or else you're going to be in trouble. Okay. Going to the moon. Warp to here. Hey Mike, Duna or Gilly, more beginner friendly for a first interplanetary mission in career mode? That's actually a tough question. Eve is most certainly the easiest planet to get to, but Duna's not that much harder. Gilly is silly to land on because you need, like, you can land with RCS thrusters on Gilly. It's really rather trivial, but the issue, of course, with Gilly is sometimes just getting that intercept, because it's in a very eccentric and inclined orbit, and Gilly itself is a very small target. So the actual maneuvering to get to Gilly is the hardest part. So for a first interplanetary landing, first interplanetary mission, just to go to a planet, maybe orbit it and come back, I would say Eve. First landing, I would probably say Duna or Ike. I think are the 2 easiest interplanetary targets, only because Gilly is a pain to kind of get to. Is that okay for an answer? All right, we're going to get our impactor, and this should, hopefully, unless I got something wrong. It's been a long time since I put those... what do you call them? The seismic sensors on the surface. I'm not exactly even sure where they are. Actually, I think there's just one. But we're going to see if this contract satisfies with this this hit. I had one of these for Gilly and it worked, so I'm hoping this should be okay. Here we go. Oh, it's going to be a splash. Oh, I hear science being transmitted. Okay, let's just close this for a little bit. What happened there? I think I got some science, but I'm not. Oh, I got a milestone of some kind. Oh no, that's just the return home stuff. Surface deployed sensor. I'm too far away. I wasn't even thinking about that. I think I got 45% of the science instead of 50. Oh, because if you're too far away, you get less? Man, I don't know how these stupid things work. Okay. All right, well, maybe I'm not going to do that again. Let's see if this one fares any better. So, are you not going to let me switch? It isn't going to let me switch, so we'll have to go back to the tracking station. I might need to hit it again. Yeah, I think distance from the... I think it was saying that distance from the seismic sensor affects it, which is a little annoying. I didn't even look at where it was. All right, we'll see if the Minmus one does better. Okay, so here's our Minmus one. Now what I'm going to do is actually look at where is... Here we are. What are the surface deployed dooberdobs? Is that it? Probodynamics, yeah. So there's where the surface experiment is. Let's See if we can not affect our trajectory. I think this is showing the state. That's where it is. I think this is showing the state of what things are going to be when we enter in. Oh, I don't know if this. Yeah. What time is it? No, let's just do it. I don't think this is going to work, but let's do it. Okay, so we're going to. Let's. There. We'll do that. Going to do this little burn. So let's just put this on the anti-normal. See if we can bring our trajectory down and see if we can come down a little closer to this thing. I don't know if this is really... probably by the time we hit, this isn't going to be here relative to our... But whatever. Whatever. I just want this done. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Warp. Warp, 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 warp to here. Warp to here. On our way to Gilly. Or not Gilly. Minmus. Oh, if the equipment is in the dark, that's a potential problem too. Oh, all this stuff to think about. Oh my god. I just thought I had to hit it. You know, clearly the better plan... Am I in the SOI of Gilly yet? I'm not quite sure I am. No, now I'm in Gilly's SOI. Okay. So it might be the better plan is to get an orbit first. I don't care. Let's just hit and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Let's just do it. So clearly getting an orbit first and then aiming for it will be better, but it might be... This has got the same situation I think that the moon one had. I close this. Where's the actual thingy is in the dark. So it probably would be better to get an orbit first, which I probably have the DV to do, but I'm just saying screw it. I don't think it has to do with more velocity, but that's a good idea. We are hitting with plenty, I think, enough velocity. I think the problem is we're too far away and or the actual equipment is sitting in the dark and the solar panels aren't charging it right. So let's see what happens. Oh, where's my contract? Oh, go away. I want to see my contract. So again, I could hear the transmission sounds, but didn't get the 50%. Got a screen message here. Says set 95 science was transmitted back, but I'm seeing this. See this distance. I can't say that word. 50%. I think I'm too far away. Sensor readings, effective impact energy was 106. Oh, maybe the impact energy does affect it then. Maybe I should have put in more velocity, but I think I'm coming out just shy. So I'll have to do some more. But you know what? Screw it. There'll be other opportunities to smack into Minmus and to smack into the moon. But I think what I'm going to be doing is thinking about what to do for next week as far as what to progress into. So people on the, well, actually I should throw this to the YouTube comments at this point. In the comments, let me know, what do you want me to do? I don't want to, I'm really not in the mood to go interplanetary. I do have a Kerbal. Whoa, that's a good point. I do have a Kerbal somewhere in interplanetary space. Where is said Kerbal? Is said and debris. Oh, I picked up that contract. Why can't I? Let's go back to tracking station just real quick. Real quick. See you Thursday. Yep. Thursday is for dredge. But really quickly, I should have Miser's Scrap. Are you kidding me? I am so angry at this game. Look at this contract. You're inside Moho's orbit. This is a monstrously expensive mission to do. Okay. You know what? Let me know in the comments. Should I do this idiotic mission to rescue this single little bitty Kerbal and bring back his scrap from this insane orbit? Or should I put my energy towards building up some infrastructure in and around Kerbin? So that means stations and bases around Kerbin on the moon, Minmus, around Kerbin on the moon, or Minmus. It's not inclined, no, but it is going to be expensive. This is expensive. This is going to cost a lot. I'll have to do some math, figure out, but it's going to cost a lot. Just the rendezvous burn at this end is going to be huge after falling all the way down from Kerbin. So if you want me to do this in the comments, you know what? I'll do it. I'll say it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to instead put my energy towards stations, bases, maybe asteroids. That's another option too, is maybe chase down some asteroids. Let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to thank everybody in the chat. I'm going to thank everybody who's watching this at a later date. And, of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. Have yourselves a fantastic week. We'll be back on KSP on Tuesday. Thursday will be Dredge. We're closing in on the end of that particular game. So if you're interested in seeing what that game is about, if you've never played it before, check me out on Thursday, same time. But in the meantime, have yourselves a fantastic week, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.